Today on Theater Mysteries Unsolved, we will be covering the mysterious origins of Indian theater. Now, before we get to the mystery part, you have to know exactly what Indian theater is about. A large part of traditional Indian theater is guided by a book called Natya Shastra. The Natya Shastra is a book with 6,000 verses believed to be written by Bharata Muni.
Wait, so that means he's real? He actually wrote this book?
I don't know. Nobody knows. Although some believe that he's just a literary construct. Either way, there's no proof. It is said that the god Brahma created theater drama as a religious teaching tool. Bharata Muni then taught it to his 100 sons.
100 sons? That's a lot.
Yeah, they had a lot of time back then. And that's how it all started. The Natya Shastra details exactly how everything in theater should be done, from the architecture of theaters to the way an actor should move their nose. This would go on as the basis for Sanskrit theater. The classical period of Indian theater is dominated by Sanskrit theater and the Natya Shastra. Unlike Greek and Roman plays, Sanskrit plays are not categorized by genre. Instead, they are categorized by their rasa. Rasa refers to the mood that the play evokes. According to the Natya Shastra, there are 8 rasas: erotic, comic, pathetic, furious, heroic, terrible, odious, and marvelous. These rasas can be evoked if the playwright draws emotions from the 8 major human emotions or bhavas. The 8 bhavas are pleasure, mirth, sorrow, wrath, vigor, fear, disgust, and wonder. By putting the bhavas in the right combination, you will evoke the appropriate rasa. Although a play may contain multiple rasas and bhavas, there should be a dominant rasa in order for the ending to have a sense of harmony. This is the reason why Sanskrit plays always have a happy ending.
Wow. I hope my love life is written just like a Sanskrit play. As you can see.
Shh! Enough about your love life. Nobody wants to hear how tragic your relationship always ends up. Back to our topic. Acting in Sanskrit plays requires specific movements of the character's facial features and body. The Natya Shastra listed different ways on how to move someone's head, neck, eyebrows, eyes, nose, chest, hands, as well as feet in order to properly convey what the character is feeling. The combination of these movements and gestures made it more effective to deliver to its audience what's the behavior, traits, and feeling of the character.
Do they have to memorize all of those movements?
I think so. Yeah.
Respect. I don't think I could do that.
Well, you don't have to.
Are you doing reverse psychology on me? Because now I kinda want to.
The Natya Shastra also gave details as to how theaters could be constructed. The theaters could be square, rectangular, or triangular, and small, medium, or large, a total of 9 types. These theaters are divided into 2 parts, the auditorium and the stage. Unfortunately, none of these theaters survived. The only reason why we know of them is because of the Natya Shastra.
Wow. Who knew Indian theater could be so mysterious?
It's crazy how there's so many things that we don't know about in history just because it wasn't recorded and there are no existing artifacts.
So, how do we know that these things are even real?
I'm just here to give you the facts, man. I'm not an actual expert. Kathakali is another form of traditional Indian theater. Basically, it's dance drama. Back in the old times, performances would run from 10 in the evening and lasted past dawn of the following day.
Wow, that is long. People really did have a lot of time back then.
So much time that they could produce 100 kids and throw all-night dance performances. Modern performances aren't that long anymore though. They're usually 3 hours long and include scenes from 3 different plays. The stories come from 2 great Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. The text was sung to a percussion accompaniment of gongs, drums, and cymbals by 2 singers seated at the side. The actors dance and pantomime the dramatic action.
Do they have specific moves like in Sanskrit performances? Like how to wiggle your nose or something?
They have over 500 gestures called mudras.
500?
Yeah, and you have to play a role for 20 years in order to be considered a mature actor. Then, you achieve mastery when you're about 40 years old.
Man, and I thought K-pop idols had it tough.
Traditionally, Kathakali was only performed by males, but contemporary troupes now include women. Aside from the dancing, the actors also wore makeup and elaborate costumes. The way that the actor is dressed tells a lot about what the true nature of their character is. For example, black stage makeup was for demonesses, and radiant or shining makeup is used for heroines. These days, they have a repertoire of 60 plays that are still being performed. Let's now move on to the modern era. At the first part of the modern era, India wanted to rediscover and preserve regional folk dramas from each area in India, as the Indian nationalism began to reassert itself during the 1980s. That is why folk play tradition became more popular than Sanskrit earlier in this era. The folk drama troupes lived in harmony until the cable and film industry attacked.
Wait, is that an Avatar reference?
No. Uh, yes. Okay, yes, that was a Avatar reference. Back to what I was saying, the folk play troupes faced serious competition when the cable and film industry rose in the 20th century. Bollywood is a cable and film industry based in Mumbai, which is formerly known as Bombay Cinema.
Bollywood? Isn't that just a bootleg version of Hollywood?
Kind of. I mean, the term Bollywood is a combination of the words Bombay and Hollywood. Some of their movies are also similar to Hollywood films, but I wouldn't say that it's a bootleg version since they are not illegal, and some countries have also copied some Hollywood films. I would say it's an Indian version of Hollywood.
Well, obviously.
Okay, back to the important details. As Bollywood became more famous, it attracted not only the ever growing percentage of the theater's audience, but also actors, actresses, and other theatrical talents away from the stage. One attempt to counteract the rise of Bollywood that received a good amount of publicity are the performances of Digvijay Opera Troupe of Calcutta, which incorporated current events into its traditional folk drama style of yatra. Yatra is a popular folk theater form of Bengali theater. It's usually a 4-hour-long play preceded by a musical concert that often lasts for an hour. The Western-style drama also became common in modern India. Against the background of India having rich tradition, Indian plays written in Western style began to appear during the 19th century. Translation of Sanskrit classics and Western classics also started appearing simultaneously.
Oh, Bajit, Bajit. Wherefore art thou, Bajit?
I'm not even going to reply to that. Another form that developed was the urban entertainment theater, popularly known as Parsi theater. It is a mixture of Western naturalistic drama, opera, and several local elements. Parsi theater productions shows their storylines from diverse sources: popular mythological, folklore, and contemporary life. In the present day of India,
Finally,
there are still a lot of Indian dramatists, but only a few were known outside of India. One of those people is Girish Karnad, a well-known film actor, screenwriter, and playwright who has won most of India's top literary prizes and whose works have been widely translated and performed internationally. Now, for the mystery. No one knows when Indian theater began. There are a lot of disputes over the exact dates, but it seems to have dated from the 2nd century CE. Indians seem to be indifferent to chronology and record keeping, so modern scholars assigned a wide range of dates for surviving dramas. There are also no ruins or drawings of Sanskrit theaters. There are mainly two views as to how it began. The first being that it came from Greek influence. This view states that it came into being during the 5th century BC. This view is backed up by the word Yavanika, which means a curtain, an important part of Sanskrit drama. It is believed that this has association with the Greek. The second view is that it came into being in Devaloka and from the Vedas. The Natya Shastra itself claims that it came from the god Brahma, and it is the oldest text of the theory of drama. But, even if its origins are still being debated and it is still unknown, there is no denying the importance of theater in the Indian culture. All the preparations and their execution are a testament to how much they value this form of art. For now, we can only appreciate Indian theater for what it is, a celebration of a rich culture and tradition.